Have you ever felt like you weren't entirely in control of your own decisions? Like something, some urge, some fear, some instinct wasn't entirely yours? Now, what if I told you that for some creatures that feeling isn't just in their heads? It's a biological reality? Because all over the natural world, parasites, yes, actual living organisms, aren't just living in animals. They're taking over their minds. They're not using wires or machines. They don't need hypnosis. They manipulate behavior through chemistry, evolution, and disturbingly effective biological tricks. This isn't science fiction. It's happening right now all around you, and maybe even inside you. Let's start with one of the creepiest known examples. A type of fungus called Ophiocordyceps. It infects ants in tropical forests. Once inside the ant's body, the fungus begins to grow, slowly, silently, spreading its tendrils through the ant's muscles and nervous system. But it doesn't kill the ant. That would be too simple. Instead, it controls it. The infected ant is compelled, forced to climb up a plant, usually to a specific height ideal for temperature and humidity. Once there, the ant clamps down with its jaws in a so-called death grip, and then it just stays there, immobilized, waiting. The fungus then kills the ant and bursts out of its head, releasing spores into the forest below to infect more ants. Scientists have even found that the fungus doesn't actually invade the ant's brain directly. Instead, it leaves the brain intact, but hijacks the body like a puppet, controlling its movements through muscle tissue and chemical signaling. Nature, it seems, has perfected zombification, and Ophiocordyceps is just the beginning. By the way, if you like this content, remember to subscribe and like, it's free. There's a flatworm called Leucochloridium paradoxum that takes this to another level. This parasite infects snails, but its real goal is to get inside a bird, where it can reproduce. So how does it bridge that gap? Once inside the snail, Leucochloridium invades the snail's eye stalks and makes them swell up, pulse, and change color. The eye stalks literally start pulsating in bright stripes, mimicking the look of caterpillars or grubs. From the bird's point of view, it sees an easy snack. It swoops in, eats the eye stalks, and swallows the parasite along with them. The parasite completes its life cycle inside the bird, and its eggs are then released in the bird's droppings, which are eaten by more snails. The circle continues. The snail, meanwhile, is blinded and severely damaged, but still alive. Now, it's not just invertebrates that get caught in these manipulative webs. Let's talk about mice. And cats. And a single-celled parasite with mind-altering effects, Toxoplasma gondii. Toxoplasma's natural host is the cat, but in order to spread, it can infect other warm-blooded animals like rodents. When a mouse becomes infected, something strange happens. The mouse loses its innate fear of cats. In fact, it may even be drawn to the scent of cat urine, turning what should be a survival instinct into a death wish. This behavior dramatically increases the chances that the infected mouse will be eaten by a cat, allowing Toxoplasma to get back into its preferred host and complete its life cycle. How exactly it rewires the mouse's brain is still being studied, but it appears to influence dopamine levels and alter activity in areas related to fear and attraction. It's like the parasite flips the mouse's emotional switches. And now, here's where things get personal, because Toxoplasma gondii can infect humans too, and it often does. It's estimated that about 1/3 of the global human population carries a latent Toxoplasma infection. Most people don't notice. The parasite can remain dormant for years, hiding in cysts inside the brain. But some researchers believe it might not be entirely harmless. Several studies have found associations between Toxoplasma infection and increased risk-taking behavior, slower reaction times, and even higher likelihoods of car accidents. Some correlations suggest a potential link between infection and mental health conditions like schizophrenia. Now, this doesn't mean Toxoplasma is turning people into zombies, or that it's mind-controlling everyone who owns a cat. These findings are still debated, and correlation doesn't prove causation. But the fact that a parasite can potentially affect human behavior at all is both fascinating and a little bit terrifying. It forces us to ask a deeper question. How much of our behavior, our fears, our desires, our decisions, is truly under our conscious control? And how much might be influenced by unseen biological forces? Even beyond parasites, there are examples of gut microbes influencing mood, of viruses that alter host energy levels, of fungi that create addictive chemicals. Our bodies are ecosystems, and we are not always the ones in charge. Some researchers are even exploring the idea that certain human cultural shifts, like risk-taking in groups or changes in reproductive behavior, could, in theory, be nudged by microbial influences. It's speculative, but not impossible. After all, evolution doesn't care about consciousness. It cares about replication. So if a parasite or a microbe or a virus can boost its chances by tweaking a host's behavior, it will. No ethics, no malice. Just survival. And perhaps the most mind-bending part of all this? We may never know exactly how many decisions we make are truly ours, but we can ask the questions and keep looking for the answers. Because the more we learn about parasites, the more we're reminded of this uncomfortable truth. Nature isn't just red in tooth and claw. Sometimes it's whispering in your brain. Thanks for watching, and let us know in the comments. Which parasite creeped you out the most? Stay curious and stay in control. Probably.